Calibration complete.
In fairness, it did hover.
Yeah, just not the right parts.
Ever wondered how the Star Wars speeders actually stay afloat? From Luke's dusty landspeeder to the pod racers of Tatooine, we're digging into the tech that makes them glide, roar, and occasionally explode.
And figuring out how long humanity would last if we ever built one.
Spoiler, not long.
Strap in, or hover in, whatever.
Speeders in Star Wars are everywhere. Luke's X-34 landspeeder on Tatooine, the forest-dodging 74Z bikes on Endor, swoop racers on Nar Shaddaa, and of course, the pod racers that turn high-speed death into a sport.
The common ingredient is repulsorlift technology. It's the franchise's go-to explanation for hover without wings or thrust.
Repulsor lifts create a field that pushes against a planet's gravity well. No tires, no rails, just a cushion of controlled anti-gravity.
So basically a maglev train that said, what if I stopped caring about the track?
Once lifted, they use ion thrusters or turbines for forward motion. Pod racers doubled down with twin plasma engines tethered to the cockpit by energy couplers, dangerously close to explode on startup.
Meanwhile, landspeeders cruise low and smooth, keeping their repulsor lifts tuned for terrain contours.
The result? Fast, smooth travel. Unless you're on Endor, where one tree equals game over.
And somehow, nobody ever worries about pedestrians getting roasted by exhaust. Galactic OSHA must be on permanent vacation.
Let's translate repulsor lift to Earth tech. Option A, push air down hard enough to hold you up. Thrust must roughly equal weight, and power scales weights to 1.5 divided by the fan area. So, larger lift surfaces mean efficiency. Big fans equal sanity, small fans equal chaos.
Which means downwash strong enough to launch hats, dogs, and probably social media complaints.
The quiet option, multiple electric ducted fans, EDFs, distributed through the hull. Each EDF is basically a high-speed fan enclosed in a tube. The duct smooths airflow and increases efficiency, just like a jet engine's core but fully electric. Spread the airflow, keep tip speeds subsonic, and use active control for balance.
So, flying dice on vacuums, but with better PR.
Option B, maglev. Superconductors at near zero temperatures expel magnetic fields and lock position through flux spinning. In theory, if we had room temperature superconductors, we could lay a conductive mesh under roads and create true repulsor lift lanes.
That's the dream. Frictionless highways that make potholes a myth.
For thrust, let's weigh the options. Ion engines, which use electric fields to accelerate ions and generate a continuous but very gentle thrust, ideal for spacecraft in vacuum but almost useless in thick air. And arc jets, electric thrusters that superheat propellant gas with an electric arc to produce faster exhaust, produce thrust by accelerating charged particles. Elegant but inefficient in air. MPD thrusters, magnetoplasmodynamic engines that use magnetic fields to fling plasma out at tremendous velocity but need enormous current. Could work in thin atmosphere but guzzle megawatts.
Add jet engines to the list and you get power, and also heat, and deafening noise, and fuel tanks big enough to make every landing pad a fire hazard.
Realistically, electric turbofans and hybrid plasma fans would bridge the gap, a cross between a jet engine and an electric motor. Electric turbofans compress air using electric drives instead of burning fuel. Hybrid plasma fans replace the combustion chamber with electromagnetic plasma rings that heat and accelerate air silently.
So it's jet power without the fire or the smell of kerosene.
Exactly. The energy source could be graphene supercapacitors, quantum batteries, or compact fusion microcells. Graphene supercapacitors store charge in atomic thin carbon layers and release energy nearly instantly. Quantum batteries would exploit quantum entanglement effects to charge and discharge far faster then chemical cells. And compact fusion microcells, a small self-contained fusion reactors, could provide continuous megawatt level output in a unit the size of a backpack.
So, tiny suns under the hood. What could possibly go wrong?
To keep them running, we'd install dynamic wireless power grids, roads and rooftops transmitting power through resonant fields. Miss the grid and your speeder switches to internal reserves until it reconnects.
Basically like your phone going into low power mode, but you're floating above traffic when it happens.
For stability, you would combine AI-driven flight controllers, internal sensors, and magnetogravitic field regulators, adjusting thousands of times per second to stay level.
So a speeder's brain would make a fighter jet look like a calculator.
Theoretically, if we harness room temperature superconductors, quantum-dense energy storage, and plasma-based propulsion, we could build something close to a Star Wars speeder. Not fiction, just frontier physics.
So, the blueprint's there. We're just waiting for the reality to catch up.
Picture it, a city full of speeders. No lanes, no patience, just a storm of floating commuters, all convinced they are Anakin Skywalker.
Cyclists and pedestrians blown over by repulsor downwash. Dogs barking at anything that floats. Coffee cups and wigs taking flight.
Someone tries to parallel park mid-air, ends up hovering diagonally above 3 other cars.
Parking meter mates blinking. Sir, your vehicle is not technically on the ground.
Valets refusing service. Land it yourself, you schmuck.
Someone parks too close to a wall and melts the paint off with their exhaust.
Landspeeders and pod racers getting into passive-aggressive who's cooler stare-downs at intersections.
Drive-thrus become air traffic control towers. Starbucks releases drive-thru altitude requirements.
Tourists rent speeders and immediately bounce into street signs like it's Mario Kart.
People forgetting to turn off hover mode and watching their ride drift off like a lost balloon.
Cops chasing a speeder realize their patrol cars can't jump curbs, so the department starts recruiting ex-pod racers.
Speeding tickets become hovering tickets. Someone always argues, "But officer, there's no speed limit in the sky."
TikTok fills with #SpeederFails videos, and someone inevitably hovers into a power line and knocks out half the city.
Birds try to race speeders, cats get stuck under them, and every neighborhood sounds like a swarm of angry hairdryers.
Eventually, global frustrations peak. Someone hits the wrong power line, half the world's speeders drop at once, and boom, humanity blames everyone else.
Which is how, in the most absurd timeline, the invention of the speeder accidentally starts World War III.
The historians call it the Great Hover Conflict.
Cause of war? Parallel parking incident level 3.
Honestly, feels accurate. So, could we make Star Wars speeders real?
Technically, yes, if we solve superconductors, energy density, and people's addiction to bad parking.
Repulsor lift physics might not exist yet, but maglev, plasma thrusters, and electric roads are real baby steps.
Until then, we'll keep our tires and maybe our sanity on the ground.
Fortunately, liking and subscribing don't require you to parallel park a speeder.
And if you want more stuff like this, just hold my logic.